Jerry fouls another one back. So it's 1-2 to Royster. The Mets with 2 runs in their half of the first inning. Could have been more were it not for a fine throw by John Kruk, the right fielder, to get Hernandez at home. Curveball misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jerry Royster. Try to fill you in with all the scores of both the National and American League on our leagues on our Nissan scoreboard. Fastball is high, 3-2. So we'll see if Ed Wojna, clad in that thick jacket, he's got his running gloves on. What a hoss. Popped up again. Hearn will have a chance to make the putout. And he threw his mask in the San Diego dugout. John Kruk dodging mask and everything.
I've heard of catchers throwing the mask away, but not that far. That might be a new record.
1 away.
Right fielder, John Kruk.
John Kruk singled to left field his first time up.
Watch Ed Hearn now flip this mask. He had everybody scattering on the dugout steps.
John Kruk backing out, coming back in. Man who enjoys the game. Don't you, John? Can't hate a face like that.
He's all personality.
2-0 to Kruk. John from Kaiser, West Virginia.
Of course, when you're hitting 300, I guess it's roses all over.
That's all he's hit throughout his career.
Yeah.
Whoops. Shea Testy was Sid Fernandez, so it's 3-0.
85, he hit 351 in Las Vegas. Led all hitters in AAA ball.
He's beating on that gum, too. Stops chewing when the pitch is on the way. Maybe you can gather something from that. He might be looking curveball or looking fastball when he stops chewing, but when he resumes chewing, he's looking breaking ball. Pick up all these things, Ralph. Fastball, he lost him. So the effervescent Kruk goes to first base.
And the National League Nissan scoreboard. The Cubs are clobbering the Reds 11-3, top of the ninth. The Phillies beat the Dodgers 2-1. That's a final. Giants beat the Expos 1-0. The Pirates defeated the Atlanta Braves 3-1. And the Cardinals leading the Astros 3-1 bottom of the 5th inning. Reds started 7 games back of Houston.
Kevin McReynolds, the batter. He's 0 for 1 and very dangerous. Lifts one to left center. It's going to drop. Dykstra feels the ball on one hop and makes a nice throw as Wojna had to wait to see that the ball fell in there. So the bases are loaded and 1 out.
This ball not hit hard. It's in on the trademark, and it looked as though it might possibly be caught, but it drops in front. Wojna not very fast and also holding up is stopped at third base. So the bases are loaded now, and the batter coming up, Carmelo Martinez.
Outfield very deep and straight away. Martinez with good power, even though he has 7 home runs on the year. Fastball misses. Very dangerous hitter when he knows what's coming. And he's going to get a fastball here.
He's had 9 hits and 25 at-bats against the Mets this year, and one of them a home run.
Strike on the outside part. 1-1. Bruce Bochy, the on-deck batter. 2-0 New York, but the Padres are threatening here in the third, game 2 of the doubleheader. Ed Hearn, the ball gets away from him. Wojna scores. Runners move up 90 feet. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Well, Sid Fernandez goes to the breaking ball here. And he throws it in the dirt. It's a wild pitch for Sid, his 4th wild pitch of the year, and it cost him a run.
2-1 to Carmelo Martinez. First base now open. Sid's 4th wild pitch of the year. Kruk at third. McReynolds at second. Had his pitch, fouled it back, and you just saw his reaction. Martinez has hit Fernandez well, as you see. Fastball is low, 3-2. I think I might be inclined to go to the Uncle Charlie on this one.
First base is open. You sure don't want him to beat you with a fastball. Got a fastball grip on there right now.
Fastball hit deep to center. Dykstra back. Kruk tagging. McReynolds tagging. Kruk's going to score. It's now a 2-2 ball game with McReynolds at third and 2 out.
The catcher.
Well, a sac fly by Martinez as he takes the fastball to deep center field. Run batted in for Martinez, his 17th of the year, and on the play McReynolds tagged up at second base and went over to third, so it's tied at 2 now.
Bruce Bochy swings and misses. 0-1 to Bruce. He grounded to second his first time up. Mets won the first game 7-1 behind Dwight Gooden's 14th win of the year. Change-up and a beauty. 0-2.
Bochy with 1 home run against the Mets, and he's had only 3 hits. Did well in '82.
1-2 to Bruce Bochy. Crowd of about 40,000 on hand. Still 1-2 to Bochy. There is no question that the Mets would have gone over 3 million people this year had it not been for the renovation of Shea Stadium. They've been losing seats to renovation all year long. This one tapped toward third. Tough play for Howard Johnson. And the Padres take the lead for the first time this afternoon. They lead it 3-2.
Well, Johnson had some time here. Bochy very slow going down the line. And he rushes the play and loses a chance to get the out.
Shortstop, Gary Templeton.
Plus he had to worry about Fernandez there, too.
Fernandez coming at him, too. Sid coming off the mound and really getting in the way to some degree, and Johnson just can't find the handle.
So it is yet to be scored. We'll see how it's going to be scored. And Gary Templeton fouls it back. He struck out his first time up. Padres with 3 here in the third inning take the lead 3-2 over New York. Change up. 0-2. Curveball, grounded foul, so it's still no balls and 2 strikes to Gary Templeton. base hit past Elster at short. So the Padres bouncing back here in game 2. The Mets with a 2-0 lead coming into this inning, but the Padres with 3 here in the third.
Well, this ball hit very well by Templeton and by Elster, the shortstop. No chance for him to get to it. It was hit too well. Second hit for Templeton in the doubleheader.
The ball hit by Bochy has yet to be scored.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, sure has. Fastball is inside to Marvell Wynn. Pip Roberts on deck. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Ball 2, 2-0. Ball towards second base. The ball took a tricky hop but fielded well by Backman. The Padres send 8 batters to the plate. They get 3 runs on either 3 or 4 hits, and there were none or 1 error committed in the inning. They do strand 2 after 2.5, 3-2. Padres, and we'll be back after this word from Lincoln Mercury.
The black Cadillac, please. Right away, sir.
Excuse me. I believe that's my Buick.
Today, it's not easy to distinguish yourself from the crowd.
This my Cadillac?
No, it's an Oldsmobile. I think.
The Lincoln Town Car, please.
Yes, sir.
But the Lincoln Town Car stands apart. And whether you choose it for its unparalleled spaciousness or graceful ride, you'll know there's nothing like a Lincoln.
No one will ever believe it.
Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Captain Black, America's #1 pipe tobacco, for many reasons.
Well, fans, with pennant fever on the rise, this month will certainly be a September to remember at Shea, and thanks to 9X Yellow Pages, Sony Tape, and Roll Aids, every fan attending the Mets games on September 8th, 9th, and 10th against Montreal, the 17th and 18th against the Cubs, the 19th against the Phillies, and the 22nd and 23rd against the Cardinals will receive a limited edition Pennant Fever pennant featuring the 1986 Mets. Tickets for these games and all remaining regular season home games are available at all Ticketron outlets, at Shea Stadium's advanced ticket window, or call 718-507-TIXX for more information. So catch Pennant Fever at Shea in September and come on out to cheer the Mets on to the championship.
And also, it's a fan appreciation weekend when the Mets take on the Philadelphia Phillies Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st. On Saturday night, the 20th, all fans will be eligible to win a number of fantastic prizes, including a brand new Nissan truck. What do you think of that? And on Sunday afternoon, the 21st, all fans will receive a Met ski cap courtesy of Purolator Courier. So we've gone from trucks to caps. Not hub, caps. Due to the heavy demand of Purolator Courier Ski Cap Day, tickets for Sunday, September 21st are available at Shea Stadium's advanced ticket window only. 3-2 ball game as Ed Wojna, the Padres starter, finds himself with a 1-run lead after falling behind early. 1-1 to Danny Heap, who singled in a run his first at bat. Popped up right side. Roberts out. Truck in, and it's Pip Roberts who makes the play. 1 away.
Third baseman,
Howard Johnson. By the way, that ball hit by Bochy in the top of the third that plated Kevin McReynolds was scored an error on Howard Johnson, who leads the Mets in errors. Howard batting .247 with 8 home runs. 1-0. No bullpenners down there. Doug Sisk standing, Jesse Orozco driving the cart, or the potential driver, and riding shotgun, Roger McDowell. Ground ball sharply toward first, and a nice play by Martinez. 2 outs.
Catcher, Ed
So Johnson now 1 for 2. And the batter, Ed Hearn. Ed walked his first time up. Slider misses. 1-0. Lifted to right field. It's going to drop. Ed Hearn has himself a single. That Kruk is a piece of work, I'm telling you. He faked the throw behind the runner, Hearn, at first base, who was around the bag by about a step and a half.
Here's a swing by Hearn. He stays with his pitch. It's out over the plate. In fact, it's off the plate and goes to right field. The only place he could hit the ball. And he comes up with a base hit. His 4th against the Padres this year. He's 4 for 12 against San Diego.
Kevin Elster, the batter, he grounded to short his first time up. Ball 1. Mets have out-hit the Padres in game 2, 7-4, but they trail 3-2. One and one to Kevin Elster.
Wozniak survived a 5-hit first inning.
Survive is the proper word. There were line drives all over the place, but he has settled down since then. He is something. John Kruk, the right fielder, with his sleeves rolled up. And Carmelo Martinez makes the play in foul territory. No runs a hit, 1 left for the Mets in the 3rd after 3. He's having fun. It's 3-2 San Diego, and we'll be back after this word from Manufacturers Hanover.
For over 20 years, Manufacturers Hanover has been coming through for us. We got the low. We got the low. We got the low. Today, we're a mid-sized company, and they're still committed to helping us grow with credits and bottom-line ideas like the Business Manager. It's a cash management and accounting package designed for our size company. Simple, even for me. And they're the only bank that offers it. That's commitment.
Nice. That ours?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
The Business Manager, another bottom-line idea from Manufacturers Hanover Trust.
AT&T is in the art of doing business.
So, Madame Dubois, did you receive our proposal for the American show?
Yes. But from what I see on your telex, I just do not think your gallery is right.
But what you're not seeing is the...
Nothing speaks to your business associates like you can. With AT&T International Long Distance Service, your ideas don't just come across, they come to life.
A room with light.
C'est très bien. Now, if you can just sell the paintings as well as you sold me.
AT&T, the right choice.
Forging, fitting up, hand finishing. Exacting standards that say nothing is complete until it's right. One beer is brewed with these same values. Budweiser. The most expensive ingredients. Exclusive beechwood aging for a clean, crisp taste. Because this Bud's for you.
Something entertaining is going on Channel 9. Get the glitz, glamour, and excitement of Hollywood's hottest news. Join Mary Hart and John Tesh for Entertainment Tonight, premiering tomorrow night at 7:30. Well, Tim McCsrver was talking about the construction that's been going on, and here's the construction of the ball game by Steve Zabriske.
And Bip Roberts, who leads off the top half of the 4th inning for the Padres, bunting for a base hit and getting a base hit as he catches the Mets napping.
Well, it is a good bunt. Sid coming straight in, and it's just by him. Nobody to throw to as Keith fields the ball barehanded. And Roberts is on. Roberts getting his first hit against the Mets this year. He had been 0 for 4.
And it's a 5th hit for the Padres, and it brings up Ed Wojna, who tries to bunt but fouls it back out of play for strike 1. Wojna got an infield single in the 3rd inning and scored a run. And that was his first hit of the year. He's 1 for 3, hitting .333 now. 3-2, San Diego leads it with 3 runs in the top of the 3rd as Roberts is chased back to first. Wojna bunting again. Again, he pops it up. It might be playable, but Ed Hearn can't get there. Not enough hang time for Eddie to be able to get underneath it, and it's strike 2.
Well, the first move by the catcher on a bunt attempt is forward toward the playing field. And, of course, when you make that move, it's hard to turn around and come back.
Especially with all that gear on. Shin guards are not conducive to good running speed.
Got a bad reverse gear.
So 0-2 to Wojna. Hernandez having a little conference with Fernandez, and we'll see if, in fact, Wojna is still bunting. He is, and it's a pretty good one. Sid will go to first, to Backman covering, and the sacrifice moves Roberts down to second with 1 away.
Well, here's the sacrifice. Here's Keith Hernandez on the plate, charging as hard as he can. The ball bunted to Sid Fernandez, and Keith Hernandez says throw it to Backman at first, which he does as Roberts goes down to second and is in scoring territory for the leadoff batter, Jerry Royster.
Royster has popped out in foul territory to catcher Ed Hearn twice. And almost the identical location each time. Fastball is high, ball 1. And that fastball's in there, 1-1. Royster pinch hit in the first game. Got a single to left as a beach ball will be retrieved by the ball girl in the left field corner.
Not much need for beach balls anymore.
Sort of the pre-Labor Day. And then out of style after Labor Day. No beach balls after Labor Day.
That's right. It's like straw hats. No straw hats after Labor Day.
Does anybody wear straw hats like those skimmers anymore?
Well, skimmers used to be the big thing on Labor Day. They'd have a double header, and everybody would skim their skimmer out in the field at the end.
And get a new one for next summer.
Yeah.
1-2 on the breaking ball to Royster. And now 2-2. Fernandez has struck out 1 and walked 2. He's given up 3 runs on 4 hits. Now 5 hits. Somebody's got their championship pennant already. That breaking ball in the dirt, and a very good play by Ed Hearn to prevent Roberts from going to third.
Sid Fernandez has already wild pitched a run in. And right here, good play by Ed Hearn as he comes up with it.
Doing what Tim McCsrver would call the Toulouse-Lautrec walk. Or are you the one that put that on Tim? Is it Mel Ferrer who played Toulouse-Lautrec?
Yeah.
Or Jose Ferrer? Jose Ferrer.
Was it Jose? Jose, can you see?
Tim says Jose. I think it was Jose.
Jose's a big baseball fan. He's one of the great baseball fans. He narrated a big thing on Roberto Clemente that was outstanding. Here's the American League. The Red Sox shut out the Twins 9-0. Orioles shut out the Mariners 8-0. Brewers 7, the Indians 2, top of the 8th inning. Blue Jays 3, the White Sox 2, bottom of the 7th. Royals and Rangers at night. The Yankees still tied 2-2 in the top of the 3rd with the Angels. And the Tigers lead the A's 2-1 the bottom half of the 3rd.
And runners at first and second after the walk to Royster. And here's John Kruk, who is 1 for 1 plus a walk and a run scored. A guy who is fun to watch because he's having fun.
He's 4 for 8 in this series against the Mets.
Even though he was 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader. So he's had a couple of good games. Breaking ball really ties him up. 1 and 2.
Let's put a crook in his crock. Look at this. He just falls off on this one.
Not your classic approach to a pitch. That one's out and away. 2 and 2. Before the first game, starting play today, John Kruk had hit .345 in his last 32 starts. Right back up the middle. Backman there. In time at second, and he gets to play at first. Royster arguing at second, but Backman, who had to make an immediate left turn, completes the double play. So a hit and 1 left here in the 4th inning for San Diego. It's still 3-2 Padres after 3.5, and we're back after this for the American Dairy Association.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick.
Hey, New York, get on my Health Kick. Milk. It's got the power I need for pure energy.
Kick. So get on a Health Kick, let it pour. America's favorite Health Kick. Get on a Health Kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
Hey, Taurus, hey, Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Thunderbird, right?
Yeah, car of the ages. Hey, where you from?
Fairfield County. We love it.
Oh, tough. Are you getting your chrome polish?
A 7,500-mile checkup. Life's tough in Connecticut.
Sure it is.
The front-wheel drive Taurus and Ford Thunderbird both come with your Ford dealer's 3-year unlimited powertrain warranty. Solid protection against a tough world.
You ever been to Brooklyn, Taurus?
Yes, once.
When an urgent package leaves your hands, make sure the hands you leave it in can deliver. Express Mail overnight service from your post office delivers over city, over state, overnight, over whatever stands in the way. Over 97% of the time and climbing. For about half what most others charge. £2, just $10.75. Express Mail overnight service. When we say overnight, we mean overnight.
Well, Cyndi Lauper is singing Girls Just Want to Have Fun. John Kruk has fun playing baseball, but he hit into this double play, and look at the play by Backman.
I don't know how Backman got there. He did beat the runner, and then he gets the throw off to first, and it's a DP. Fine job by Wally Backman, the second baseman.
He was motoring toward shortstop to get the ball by Kruk that was hit up the middle, but he was able to make the turn and get to the bag and throw John out at first. Here's Sid Fernandez, who grounded to second his first time up. Staked to a 2-0 lead, now trailing 3-2. He fouls it off for strike 1. Fly ball left field. Kevin McReynolds, bubble. Very evident, makes the catch, 1 away.
The next batter, center fielder, Lenny Dykstra.
Ed Wojna now leading in the ball game to face Len Dykstra, who's 1 for 2. Dykstra with a bunt single and a stolen base in the first inning. Scored a run driven in by Keith Hernandez. And he grounded to second in the second. And bunting for another hit. He gets it by Wojna. Safe at first base. Pip Roberts did a good job to get over there, but Dykstra head first and in ahead of the throw.
Well, the second bunt base hit for Lenny Dykstra. First time he bunted it toward third, and right here he gets it by the pitcher, and that's usually all it takes. It is fielded by the first baseman Martinez, and Roberts from second makes a good play to get over to the bag. But Dykstra makes the tag of the bag before the ball hits the glove.
8th hit for the Mets. Wally Backman the batter, and Backman 2 for 2 with an infield single and a run scored in the first, a single to center, and a stolen base in the second. Pitch out, but Dykstra staying home. Ball 1. Wally's hit .338 over the last 67 games, and he entered this game hitting .327 overall. But he does have a significantly higher batting average left-handed. Not to mention a lot more at bats as Dykstra is chased back to first.
Yeah, Wally before the doubleheader hitting .341 left-handed and .225 right-handed.
Back this time. Another meager wave in the background there.
It's not even a ripple.
A pebble in a pond would do more. Another pitch out. 2-0. Padres trying to combat the Mets table setters that have done an outstanding job. They have each been on base twice with 2 hits apiece. Backman telling Bud Harrelson he wants him to go through the signs again. Strike call on the inside corner. Backman disagrees with Dave Pallone. But it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Ball looked like it was inside. It did tail back, and Pallone said it tailed back on that inside corner. Well, a perfect count for a hit and run play right now. 2 balls, 1 strike. They've already pitched out twice.
And Wojna throws over again.
Dykstra leads the club in stolen bases with 29, Strawberry 26, Wilson 21, Backman and Johnson. Mets have had 2 stolen bases in this game.
Dykstra had a little bigger lead that time as he goes back in head first. One out. San Diego leading 3-2. Dykstra at first base, bottom of the 4th. Backman asking for time, so that's no pitch.
Well, while we got time, this game is brought to you by the new Nissan Maxima. Uncompromised luxury and performance.
Right up there with the performance of the Mets. It's been unbelievable. Dykstra makes it an even closer play as he had an even bigger lead.
They're going to pitch out here, which I doubt. They're sure wasting a lot of time throwing the first.
Backman fouls it off. Dykstra looked like he was supposed to be running.
They quick pitched him.
And he didn't run. That's right. Wojna threw that ball to the plate, and Dykstra wasn't ready. By the time he broke, he realized it was way too late, and he stopped. Which is another good way to combat that without pitching out. 2-2 to Backman. crowd growing a little impatient with Ed Wojna. Wojna concerned about the tying run at first base. Dykstra not running, and the ball a base hit into left center, right center. Dykstra will go to third easily as Wynn gets it back in. And even though Dykstra wasn't running, the Mets still wind up with runners at first and third. Backman 3 for 3.
Third base hit for Backman. He has had an infield base hit, a single to center field, and now a single to right center field. The Mets with the time run at third base, one man out, and Keith Hernandez, who singled in the first run of the ball game, the batter.
New York now with 9 base hits, although they trail in the game 3-2. Hernandez has singled and walked. He picked up his 71st RBI with that base hit in the first, and has now hit in 20 of the last 22 for a .360 average. In 28 of the last 31 games, Hernandez has hit over .380. First and third with one out. Ball one is low. Ball two is high and away. 2-0. Gene Walter, who pitched in the first game, loosening up in the bullpen. Strawberry is on deck, and I'm sure that's what Steve Burrows has in mind. Try to get Walter ready in case Darrell hits. And he will. A base hit to center for Hernandez. The game is tied. Dykstra scoring from third, and it's 3-3.
Well, Keith coming up with his second hit of this ball game, his fourth hit in this series. He's played in only 2 of the games, and that ties it. He had put the Mets ahead in the first with a base hit. Now he has tied it up in the fourth.
And Steve Burrows is out to the mound. Nope, that's Galen Cisco, the pitching coach.
That's now with their 10th base hit, and we're only in the 4th inning.
Cisco out there really to buy time for Walter. And now home plate umpire Dave Pallone is going to go out to hasten things along, but he doesn't need to.
And according to the rules of baseball, Wojna has to pitch to Darryl Strawberry. They cannot take him out after a visit.
Yep. And if you were having Walter warm up to pitch to Strawberry, why would you not bring him in?
Yes, they figure he's not ready. They do have another left-hand batter behind Darryl.
Swing and a miss for Strawberry. Strike one. Darryl is 0 for his last 47 at-bats here at Shea. Danny Heath, the other left-hander, on deck. Backman bluffed back to second by Wojna. One strike to count. And a curveball inside, 1-1. Two and one. Gene Walter has stopped throwing, and he stopped throwing when Strawberry stepped into the batter's box. First and second with one out. A run is already in to tie the game at 3. Darryl with a half swing for strike 2, and it's 2-2.
Well, the strike was called by the home plate umpire. He didn't appeal it, but he did go too far.
And Darrell has had a lot of those lately, indicative of the kind of struggle he's been having at the plate. 3-2 now. Now the runners check with Bud Harrelson to see if they will be in motion on the 3-2 count with 1 out. Backman at second, Hernandez at first. They're not running, and Darrell fouls it off, and the count remains 3-2. Put that one right in the helmet rack. Tapped slowly to first. Martinez flips to Wojna, and Strawberry beat the play. Wojna can't believe it. And he asks for time as the bases are now loaded, and still there is only 1 out.
And Strawberry gets his first hit after going 0 for 47 here at Shea Stadium. Good job on it by Martinez. And it did appear to be a tie. So Strawberry has gotten off the snide. 0 for 47. Then that infield base hit. Moves the runners up. The base is loaded and brings up Danny Heath.
Danny Heath had an RBI single to center in the first inning, and he popped out in short left field to second baseman Biff Robertson the third. 1 for 2. 3-3 tie, bottom of the fourth. Sharply hit right to Royster at third. He goes to second for 1, and a double play ends the inning. And Heath slams his helmet in frustration as Royster was playing way off the bag and had Heath played perfectly. But the Mets pick up 1 run here on 4 hits to tie the ball game. 3-3 after 4. We're back after this for Nissan.
We wouldn't be surprised if next to the word value in the dictionary there was a picture of the new '87 Nissan Stanza. Sure, Stanza's a family car, but it's totally redesigned with luxury features. Cruise control, stereo, power windows, all standard. 87 Stanza. Compare all Stanza comes with, and you'll be amazed at what it goes for. The name is Nissan, America's #1 selling import car.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't be buttoned up and down to earth underneath it all?
Who says you can't have super premium taste and a less filling beer?
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Have it all.
Some people see the sunset as the end of the day. Others see it as the beginning of an evening. We, however, see it as the start of a new day in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Tokyo. Expanding the horizons is capitalism at its best, and why you'll never look at a sunset quite the same again. Shearson Lehman Brothers. Minds over money.
It's a 3-3 tie as we go to the 5th inning. Sid Fernandez on the mound for the Mets. He'll be facing Kevin McReynolds, followed by Carmelo Martinez and Bruce Bochy here in the 5th for San Diego. McReynolds with a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 3rd, officially 0 for 1 as he grounded back to Sid Fernandez to end the 1st inning. No, I've got the wrong guy. I'm looking at Martinez. McReynolds is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Ball 1. One and 1. With that base hit, McReynolds is now hit in 6 of the last 7 games. He's hit .375 over the last 18, and he's driven in 22 runs in the last 19 games. 2 and 1. Hit high and deep to left, but not deep enough. Danny Heath in the corner on the track. One away.
There's some football scores. Final scores: the Bears 41, the Browns 31. And the Redskins clobbered the Eagles, and the debut of Ryan 41-14. 49ers 31, the Bucks 7. Big scores.
A lot of offense as the NFL gets underway. The first weekend of games that count. Carmelo Martinez with a sac fly and his 17th RBI in the third, 0 for 1. Ball 2 outside. I think Buddy Ryan found out today that defensive genius has a lot to do with whose 11 guys you're lining up on defense.
His defense wasn't too good, was it? Not quite as good as when he was the defensive coordinator for the Bears. Bears had their defense working pretty good, though.
Yep. And their offense must have been working pretty good, too.
Their offense works well.
2-2. See you later. Nope, that's strike 2. I get faked out by the scoreboard again. Now it's 2-2. Foul back out of play. Still 2-2. Sid Fernandez is 10-2 with 4 no decisions in his last 16 starts. He at one point won 7 games in a row. Of course, has the second best record on the club, 15-4. 3-2 now.
I think the story that epitomizes Sid Fernandez most as he looks and works to Martinez is he once struck out his first 9 batters in the ball game and was losing 2-0.
Yep, he can be his own worst enemy sometimes. Base hit to center field on a 3-2 pitch. Martinez takes that fastball and lines it to center. It was a 3-2 pitch. He hit the center for the sacrifice fly in the third.
A few more football scores. The Oilers 31, the Packers 3. Lions 13-10 over the Vikings.
What's that game doing in there?
Rams 16-10 over the Cardinals. St. Louis still having their woes.
Bruce Bochy, the hitter, 0 for 2. He grounded out and reached on an error. And he grounds it foul. Bochy hit what really should have been a double play ball in the third inning. Could have been, really. Fly ball center field. Dykstra drifting back. Nervous anticipation in that glove as he waits for it to come down. So Martinez back to first now with 2 away.
Shortstop.
And here's Gary Templeton, is 1 for 2. He struck out and singled to center in the third inning.
And we got a paid crowd here, 38,630. Total in the house, 40,712. Mets are averaging a shade over 38,000 every time they open up the gates.
So your estimate, Mr. K, of 40,000 crowd was right on the money.
Got to learn how to count those crowds, especially when you get an attendance bonus.
Do you have an attendance clause in your contract at Pittsburgh?
Never could get one, although the general manager had. He reaped all the benefits.
Is that right?
A fellow named Roy Hamey. Rich Rickey always worked on one.
That's why he wouldn't give any to the players.
That's right.
Sid Fernandez throws out Templeton to end the inning. A hit and 1 left here in the 5th inning for San Diego. It's a 3-3 ball game in the middle of the 5th, and we're back after this for the good old Skies.
every 3 years, I steal a new Olds. Yeah. I wait till my dealer has to make room for next year's cars. Oh, he's loaded with Delta 88s. Now I pounce. Say, Jack.
Hello, Sam.
You sure are loaded with 88s.
Factory shipped them late.
Would you take this much for that, baby?
You waited me out again, Sam.
Get a Delta 88 or any 86 Olds for a special cleanup price.
Sam strikes again.
From your good old guy.
Why is Greater New York picking U.S. Healthcare?
They pick up the whole tab. Hospital, surgical, 100%.
Most health plans would like you to keep fit. U.S. Healthcare pays you to do it.
You see your doctor in his office. No waiting, like in a clinic, for only $2 a visit.
One of the best ways to stay healthy is to start early. That's why U.S. Healthcare is putting a family doctor back into your life. Another healthy reason for picking it. U.S. Healthcare. They're making healthcare in the U.S. healthier. Ask your employer.
Do you know me? I'm Mark Green, and I'm running in the Senate primary this Tuesday. I'm the Democrat who ran Ralph Nader's consumer group and put the Arab boycott of Israel and apartheid in South Africa. That's why Governor Cuomo called me the best articulator of the issues you'll ever see. By contrast, John Dyson gave thousands of dollars this year to the Conservative Party. So can a working Democrat defeat a rich conservative for the U.S. Senate? You vote Tuesday, I guarantee it.
Gary Carter and Channel 9 have teamed up in the fight against leukemia. They are offering you a personally hand-autographed Gary Carter card when you send a $10 check donation to Gary Carter Card, believe it or not. Leukemia Society of America, 205 Lexington Avenue, New York, 10016. Bottom of the fifth, a 3-3 ball game here at Shea. Second game of the doubleheader. And as Howard Johnson leads it off for New York, back in to call it again, Ralph Kiner.
Okay, Steve, and Howard 1 for 2 in this game. Good play to get him out in the third by the first baseman Martinez. First time up, Howard singled to right. And on the play, Keith Hernandez was thrown out at the plate. There's a high pop up to center. Templeton back to one-handed. One away here in the bottom half of the fifth. That'll bring up Ed Hearn, who has a base hit and a walk in his 2 appearances, so he's perfect today.
And I'll tell you, it's surprising that Ed Wojna is still in this ball game. In the first inning, it looked like there's no way he'd survive. But he got out of it, giving up just 2 runs on 5 hits. He's given up 11 hits already in the game through the first 4 innings. And he's still in there in a tie game.
And the right fielder kept him in the ball game. Crook with a throw home that threw out Hernandez, trying to score from second for the first big out in the ball game. That's got 5 hits in the first inning, scored 2 runs, got 4 hits in the fourth, and scored 1. And they've had a hitter in every inning as the first pitch to Hearn. Ball 1. Here's ball 2.
And here's Sisk. And here's Davy Johnson.
Hole number 5. Hard ground ball base hit down the left field line. Can he make it a double? McReynolds has a good arm. Hearn has to stop. Perfect throw by McReynolds in left. So Bill Robinson wisely putting the stop sign on Ed Hearn, who picks up his second hit. He's now 2 for 2 with a walk.
Hearn takes this ball and laces it down the line past Royster, playing well off the line, and a very good job by McReynolds. The throw was only the second half of the deal. He got to that ball in such a hurry and then made the perfect throw. And you can see Ed Hearn and Carmelo Martinez chuckling about it. Ed Hearn was a third of the way to second and just had to put the brakes on and come back.
Number 29, Dave Madigan.
Dave Madigan to make his major league appearance, his first major appearance. And Dave will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher for the shortstop, Kelvin Elster. And Davy Johnson playing this hard. He wants to win every game he can.
Magadan, of course, coming out of college with outstanding credentials, an All-American in Alabama. He was the Mets' 4th pick in the 1983 draft, and he led the Tidewater Tides this year with a .311 batting average. He had 147 hits to also lead the club. He was #1 in doubles with 33 and had 64 RBIs. to lead the Tides in that department as well.
And he's making his major league debut. Looks at the fastball for ball one. Dave is a third baseman by trade.
Magadan also won the Golden Spikes Award in 1983, indicative of the top amateur baseball player in the country. And on top of everything else, he's a cousin and a godson of Yankee manager Lou Piniella.
2 balls, no strikes. Again, he has the bat on his shoulder as that breaking ball breaks out of the strike zone. Lee Mazzilli, the on-deck batter, to bat for Sid Fernandez. Sid in a 3-3 ball game. The Mets with a runner at first base, 1 man out. Wojna trying to stay in the ball game. There's action in the bullpen. The Steve Boers checks out the lineup card. Mets have won 9 of 11 from the San Diego Padres this year. This is the final meeting between these two clubs. And it's ball 3.
Magadan, as you see, with only 1 home run, he does not possess a lot of power. Less power than you would like from a third baseman. But he is a good hitter.
And he gets that pitch called a strike, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Dave Magadan, M-A-G-A-D-A-N. Earned the runner at first base, gets some attention. And a drive to right, but right at Crook. He hesitates a moment and loses a chance for the catch. Comes up with it on the short hop, and Hearn goes down to second. So Magadan with a base hit, his first major league at bat, and he hit it on the nose.
Dave Pallone will take the ball and throw it to the Mets dugout. So a couple of souvenirs for the Mets today. Dave Magadan gets a standing ovation for his first major league hit as they flash it on the Diamond Vision board. And Stan Jefferson got his first big league hit. This ball well hit, as you said, Ralph. But I have a feeling that if Tony Gwynn had been playing in right field instead of John Kruk, Magadan might still be looking for his first big league hit.
And finally, that base hit knocks the pitcher out of the ball game. Kruk had that late start, thought he could make the shoestringer, couldn't get to it in time. So Magadan with his first major league hit, and it knocks Wojna out of the game. And right now, this word from American Airlines.
You are about to come face to face with something extraordinary. American Airlines Fall Super Savers. Incredibly low fares to over 90 cities in the continental United States. Discounts up to 75%. And prices as low as $39 to $159. American Airlines Fall Super Savers. Call today because space is going fast.
We're American Airlines, something special in the air.
America, this is the big one from General Motors. The big one with 2.9 annual percentage rate GMAC financing. That's 2.9 on all new 1986 GM cars and most light-duty trucks. Length of finance contract is limited, or choose rebates up to $1,500 depending on make or model. We're out to move over 1 million vehicles. Act now. The big one from General Motors ends October 8th. This is the one you've been waiting for.
Who helped save or create 300,000 jobs across the state? John Dyson. Who helped seniors win special tax relief and nutrition programs? John Dyson. Who launched...
Say goodbye to typing mistakes, misspelled words, wasted time and paper. Say hello to Video Writer, the first word processor for the home that helps you write better. It erases mistakes on screen before they appear on paper. Do or undo. When you're proud of it, print it. Video Writer by Magnavox.
Lefferts, the new pitcher. Craig Lefferts, the leader in appearances in the National League, making his 72nd appearance. A 7-6 record with 3 saves and a 2.46 ERA. He's worked 95 innings this year. Walked 39, struck out 65, given up 78 base hits, only 7 home runs, and he comes in with runners at first and second to face a pinch hitter.
And the pinch hitter, Gary Carter. And Carter in the first game was 0 for 2 with 2 runs batted in without a base hit. Got 1 in on a sacrifice fly. That was a game-winning RBI. And he got another when he walked with the bases loaded. And Carter now leads the National League in game-winning RBIs with 15. And he has a total of 94 runs batted in, trailing Dave Parker, who leads the National League with 104. So Carter, the pinch hitter, with runners at first and second, 1 man out. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And the first pitch is called strike.
Carter has not had an official at-bat as a pinch hitter this year.
Carter batting for the pitcher, Sid Fernandez. So Sid leads the ball game, and he has a chance to win it if the Mets can go in front here. And the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Mets have 13 hits. As you look at the runners, Hearn and Magadan. 13 hits, and so far only 3 runs.
Consequently, they have left a few on base.
Yes. 8 through the first 4 innings. And they have 2 more base runners here in the 5th.
And a swing and a miss.
Gary reacting like he can't believe he missed this ball, and he didn't miss it by much.
Looked like he really had the timing on it, and then it sort of dropped out on him. A change of pace, screwball type pitch. And the count 1 and 2. Pitch hit in the shallow center field. It drops in for a base hit. The throw to third base is in time. And Royster, the third baseman, making the tag when all he had to do was step on the bag. So Carter does not get a base hit, as it's a force play at third.
Gary hits it high in the air, and Marvell Wynn broke back. Now he comes in. Templeton, who has amazing range, almost gets to the ball. But Wynn, barehanding it on 1 hop, fires to Royster, and Royster, all he had to do was be standing on the bag. Ed Hearn at second had to hold up to see if the ball was caught. And now Ed, who would have been out by about 10 feet on the force play, is tagged out for the 3rd out. But it still is a force play, and Carter does not get a base hit. It goes as a fielder's choice, 8-5.
So runners still at first and second, 2 men away now. And the batter will be Len Dykstra, and Dykstra 2 for 3 in this game. Takes the first pitch, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dykstra's 2 hits have been bunt base hits. And he has scored twice. Still a 3-3 ball game. Check swing and a foul ball off to the third base side.
Dykstra ran initially, then he stopped, then he ran a little bit again, and then he stopped, all the time with bat in hand.
Well, that ball started to come back toward fair territory before it was picked up by Royster. He saw that happen. He says, I better get going. Mets have out-hit the Padres 13-6. A tie ball game going at 3. Mets winning the first game 7-1. When they out-hit the Padres 7-4. Gooden, the winning pitcher in the first game. And the foul ball out of play. Of the 4 base hits that the Padres got in the first game, 3 of them could have been charged as errors. They were questionable either way. I've never seen a hit given on a ball that went through Ray Knight's legs like that.
That was unbelievable. I agree. All 3 of those, other than Orge's pinch hit home run, of course, which accounted for the only run, really should have been scored.
Ground ball foul the first base side. So the count stays at 1-2 on Dykstra. Mookie dropped a fly ball that he misjudged and then got his glove on. That was scored as a base hit. And the first hit of the ball game was a base hit, was a ball that was hit to Elster, the shortstop, and he couldn't get it out of his glove. Scored as a base hit. A legitimate hit, the home run by Dane Orridge, his first pinch hit home run, the second home run of the season. And a ball call. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mets have won 91 games and lost 44. Steve Burris's Padres have won 63, lost 73. And they're in last place, 4.5 games back of Houston, 14.5 games back of Houston. Mets 90th win, the earliest in their history, and of course their 91st the same. In '84, the Mets won 90 ball games. In '85, they won 98. This ball topped out. Good play by Lefferts as he took a possible base hit away from Dykstra, and that will end the inning. So Lefferts in relief gets his first 2. And the Mets leave 2. And the score after 2 base hits, the New York Mets 3 and the San Diego Padres 3. Now here's a word from Budweiser.
This blood's for all that you do.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times, but you never lost sight of the dream.
I got a telegram for you, Tony.
Okay, thanks, Pop. Hi, babe. Hey, guess what? I got the call. Yeah? Lenny Majors.
You got a shot, you'll take it.
What's this, rookie umpire?
You got the heart to make it. You got the fire, that big league desire. You keep on reaching higher. You make America work, and this buzz for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood age for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beer.
Hi. Compliments from the gentleman over there.
When you come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, relax.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot for your muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Meineke's the nation's discount muffler leader. We'll fix your car the right way at the right price from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot at Meineke.
What's this package still doing here, Blemish?
The Air Express company was closed, sir.
Hold it. If you'd used Federal Express, you wouldn't be having this problem. Come with me. Federal has more service centers open late than anyone else.
I see.
So you can drop off a package, even if you're working late.
I see.
Next time, send it Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
See, Federal is open at this hour. You have no excuse whatsoever.
Well, the guy who had the most vested interest in what happened in that inning was Sid Fernandez, and this is his reaction to Dykstra grounding out to end the inning. Sid will now head for the showers as he stood around to see what happened. However, he will get another no decision.
And the new shortstop for the Mets is Rafael Santana. He'll bat in the 8th batting position. And the new pitcher for the Mets, Doug Sisk, and he will bat in the 9th batting position.
Doug's making his 34th appearance of the season. He's 3-2 with a 2.52 ERA. No saves. He's worked 60 2/3 innings, giving up 62 hits. He's walked 24, struck out 25. And Doug Sisk has not allowed a home run this year, and in fact has gone the longest of any pitcher in the National League without allowing a home run. And Tony Gwynn has his rally cap on here in this tie game.
When playing in this game, he leads the National League in hitting, or he might lead the National League in hitting, depending on what Tim Raines does today. Gwynn in the first ball game did not have a base hit, 0 for 4. And now the batter Marvell Wynn takes his second pitch for ball 2. Gwynn has walked and grounded out.
Sid Fernandez went 5 through a wild pitch, charged with 3 runs on 6 hits.
And a ball for ball 3. 3-0 to Marvell Wynn.
The White Sox have beaten Toronto, so with Boston's win. They now lead by 6.5 games. Boston shutting out Minnesota 9-2.
And Marvell Wynn walks in 4 pitches.
Well, it's sort of become a trademark of Doug Sisk and caused him to have to go down to Tidewater to start this season and get his act together, as he's been plagued by control problems his entire young career.
Really hasn't done a bad job since he's been back. He's 3-2 with an earned run average at 2.52. And he'll now pitch to Bip Roberts, who beat out a bunt for a base hit his last time up. Roberts 1 for 2. And Roberts taking for strike 1. The Mets have out hit the Padres 13-6. But the game is tied at 3. Fastball fouled off, strike 2. Fernandez, after striking out 14 to set a National League high for the year for a 9-inning ball game, struck out only 1 and working 5 innings here today. 14 strikeouts, his career high, and that was against San Francisco. Nolan Ryan struck out 14 batters in 9 1/3 innings. There are only 2 pitchers in the National League who have struck out 14 batters in a game. And a ground ball base hit as Roberts singles to left. The runner's now at first and second with no one out.
Dave Roberts, who had a bunt base hit his last time up, now 2 for 3.
And it will bring up Craig Lefferts, and he's in a bunting situation.
I like that sign a minute ago. They had changed the Sid sign, on which they add S's as Sid acquires strikeouts, taken a K from the K corner and turned it into Sisk. Very clever. There it is. Nicely done.
And the first try at the bunt is fouled off. Lefferts has been in more games than any pitcher in the National League, and he hasn't had a hit. He's 0 for 6.
The guy's been in 72 games and gotten 6 at bats. That's the plight of a relief pitcher.
And the pitch is down in the dirt. Hernandez could have caught it.
You're not kidding. If that ball had bounced off of Ed Hearn's chest protector, Keith Hernandez might have picked it up on the short hop. Look at Keith. He actually had to hesitate so he wouldn't get in the way of the pitch.
So it's 1-1.
At third base, Howard Johnson is playing in and near the line, but he's staying home as the Mets try to get that lead runner.
And it's bunted foul, and the count goes to 1-2. The Mets don't use the rotation play, and that's the shortstop covering third. The reason why they don't use it is the fact that Keith Hernandez is so good at fielding bunts.
Ed Hearn caught that one off of his bare hand as it hit the plate and came up. And it hit Eddie on the fingers, apparently, of his throwing hand.
This play takes a good fielding pitcher, though, if you don't use the rotation play, to pick up the out at third. And it's bunted foul, and Lefferts is out on strikes.
Well, Hernandez is just not only so good at charging, but at fielding and throwing. He has an outstanding throwing arm to go with all of his other abilities. And so he was hoping that Lefferts really would put that ball in play in front of the plate so that he could fire one over to Johnson at third and cut down the lead runner representing the go-ahead run.
Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Royster. It's going to be Tim Flannery. Lefferts unhappy with his performance at the plate in that bunting situation.
And he would stand to benefit from that as the winning pitcher if he could help get that run home, and the Padres, of course, would hold on.
Flannery played second base in the first game of this doubleheader, and he was 0 for 4. He brought 11-game hitting streak into this series and was stopped yesterday.
Flannery as a pinch hitter is 3 for 15 with 3 pinch hit RBIs as part of that Timry-Flanster combination of he and Royster platooning. Although Royster playing third base this game, they do often platoon at second.
So runners at first and second, tie ball game at 3, 1 man out. We're in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch for ball 1. Flannery with 4 hits this year against the Mets and 35 at bats. Play on at second, but not a good throw by Sisk. Santana had to make a good catch on it. Flannery's 11-game hitting streak, the longest this year for Tim Flannery. 1 ball, no strikes. And ball 2. Marvell Wynn, the runner at second base. Biff Roberts, the runner at first. And ball 3.
Well, one of the reasons why Doug Sisk has problems with control is the fact that his sinker has such movement on it that it makes it difficult to hit. It also makes it difficult at times for Sisk to keep it in the strike zone.
Ball 4 as you catch one of the Padres flossing.
That was Dane Orge who had the home run in the first game.
So the walk loads up the bases.
Come on, Dane.
He's just doing his dental hygiene. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but can't you do that in the clubhouse? I mean, gee.
He's getting ready for a trip to San Francisco.
That's right. They got a long flight and 2 games tomorrow and Tuesday to finish their road trip in San Francisco.
There's one fellow that might run out of dental floss. So bases loaded in the batter, John Crook, and he hits it right back to Sisk, who can't handle it. He has a play at the plate, however, and he picks up the force play. Good recovery by Doug Sisk.
John Crook, who's a free swinger, and the ball on Doug in a hurry. He didn't know where it was for a minute. I think he thought it was still in his glove initially and then realized it wasn't. But he had the presence of mind and the physical reactions to go get it. And a good play by Ed Hearn to catch the throw and keep his foot on the bag to get the force at home on Marvell Wynn.
And that'll bring up Kevin McReynolds now with 2 men out and the bases loaded, and the first pitch, ball 1. McReynolds 1 for 3 in the second game of the doubleheader, and 1 for 7 all day. And this one fouled off to the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reynolds jammed with that fastball, couldn't get around him. Runner at third base, Biff Roberts. Runner at second base is Tim Flannery, and the runner at first base is John Crook.
Well, those Astros again just keep on going as they stretch that league out. They now lead Cincinnati by 8 full games as the Reds were pounded by Chicago today, 11-3.
Houston has won 22 games in their last at bat this year. A 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled. And the fastball fouled off.
And the Mets have been an outstanding late inning team as well. So if in fact it is a New York-Houston National League Championship Series, it turned out to be some very exciting games.
And those St. Louis Cardinals are something else. 2-2. Going from first place to a dismal 1986 season. 22.5 games back of the Mets at the start of the action this ball game today. They're now at 500 ball. And did he swing? No, says first base umpire Steve Ripley. So it goes to 3-2. And as Lindsey Nelson used to say, the carousel will be turning.
It's merry-go-round time. Bases loaded, 3-2 and 2 out.
All the runners in motion. The runner at third base runs out via the dugout. He gets completely out of range of the hitter. And it's ball 4, and Sisk has walked in a run, and the Padres lead 4-3. 3 walks in the inning by Doug Sisk.
McReynolds picks up his 76th RBI. Doug Sisk has given up just 1 base hit in this inning and has pitched now to 6 batters as he has walked 3 of them.
So the Padres leading 4-3. They still have the bases loaded, and the batter will be Carmelo Martinez. He is the scheduled batter, but it looks like they're going for a pinch hitter, and it's going to be a big one.
Carmelo Martinez.
Tony Gwynn will be the pinch hitter.
Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn at the start of the action today, leading all batters in hitting in the National League. Batting .336. Tim Raines at .333. He also leads in hits with 180. He leads in runs scored with 87, and he also is way up there in on-base percentage with .388. That puts him in 4th place. So a very dangerous hitter in Tony Gwynn coming up. Gwynn with 2 home runs against the Mets, hitting near 400 against the Mets this year with 19 hits and 45 at-bats.
Tony Gwynn does not have an official at-bat as a pinch hitter this year. And there is his updated average.
.334. Still leads the National League. If Tim Raines didn't pick up any points, Raines coming in at .333. And the first pitch, strike 1. Ground ball to the first baseman, Keith Hernandez. He tosses off the Sisk, and that'll do it. But the Padres get a run on only 1 base hit. They leave 3. And the score at the end of 5.5 innings, the Padres 4, the Mets 3. Now here's a word from Ivory.
Hitting home runs is the fun part of my job. Catching is the tough part, the sweaty part. But you won't catch me showering with deodorant soap. I made a break from all that. A clean break with Ivory. Look, that's basic, natural, honest soap. Not like soaps that cover you with smelly perfumes or deodorants. What's that got to do with clean? Ivory's clean is an honest clean. You can smell it, you can feel it.
Make a clean break, because you just can't beat Ivory's Honest Clean.
Even when you got a special date.
What does your middle market company need to reach the top? A business finance group second to none. One with over 100 offices nationwide, who knows your markets and can help in a hurry. A group with nearly 80 years experience and the widest choice of asset-based financing products. The CIT Group, dedicated to helping you scale the heights. The CIT Group, first in business finance. A company of Manufacturers Hanover.
The black Cadillac, please. Right away, sir.
Excuse me. I believe that's my Buick.
Today, it's not easy to distinguish yourself from the crowd.
Is this my Cadillac?
No, it's an Oldsmobile. I think.
The Lincoln Town Car, please.
Yes, sir.
But the Lincoln Town Car stands apart. And whether you choose it for its unparalleled spaciousness or graceful ride, you'll know there's nothing like a Lincoln.
No one will ever believe it.
Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
When it comes to cherry colas, there are losers and there are winners.
Introducing Cherry RC, and it's a winner.
Changes for the Padres. Tony Gwynn stays in the ball game, takes over in right field. John Crook, the right fielder, moves to first base with Martinez out of the ball game. Flannery taking over for Royster will go to third base as he was a pinch hitter for Royster. And for the Mets, it'll be Wally Backman, the leadoff. The Padres leading 4-3. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mets winning the first game 7-1. Backman perfect on the day. 3 for 3, all as a left-hand batter. Now batting from the right-hand side for the first time against Craig Lefferts, who came in the ball game in the 5th inning. And Backman holds up on the first pitch. It's ball 1.
Wally has been swinging the bat better from the right side lately, and maybe even better lately than at any time previously in his career.
And that's his natural side. He's hitting .225 right-handed. And came into the doubleheader hitting .341 left-handed.
Check out that stat right there. This has been a weird game.
And it's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Mets have 13 hits, only 3 runs, and trail in the ball game.
Mets have left 10 men on base through 5 innings. And ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Lefferts with a record of 7-6 and 3 saves, a chance to be 8-6 now, as he's the beneficiary of the run scored by the Padres when they took the lead 4-3. This is his 72nd game, and he walks Backman on 4 pitches. That puts a time run at first with no one out and brings up Keith Hernandez. Keith has singled twice and walked. He has driven in 2 runs. Keith now with 72 RBIs.
Backman's 3 for 3 with a walk. Hernandez is 2 for 2 plus a walk. Just about everybody in the Mets lineup has a base hit. And most guys have been on base more than once.
Every position but the pitcher has racked up a base hit. Every position in the batting order. Using a pinch hitter in that instance. A hit and run play, a late throw down to second, and Backman beats the throw as Bochy comes out and does not get the ball away in a hurry. Tough pitch to handle. Keith trying to get his bat on the ball.
This is throwing your bat at the ball right here. Hernandez trying to protect, even though the pitch is way outside. Backman picks up his 2nd stolen base of the game, his 12th of the year. Wally with a bubble in his mouth halfway down to second. The Mets' 3rd stolen base here in game 2.
And the count of strike 1 on Keith Hernandez, and the breaking ball for ball 1. Here are the hits by innings.
Now, if you just looked at that, you'd find it hard to believe that, first of all, the Mets have scored only 3 runs, and secondly, they're behind in the game.
That started this doubleheader as the #1 hitting team with a team average of .264. The Padres second to the Mets at .260. Two and 1 the count to Keith Hernandez. And he droops it in the left field for a base hit. Backman hesitates but then moves on. And he comes in to score the tying run. And for the 2nd time in this game, Keith has tied it up. He also put the Mets in front with a base hit his first time up.
Hernandez 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And a walk, so he's been on base, as has Backman, all 4 at bats. This is a little serve shot. little lob over your opponent's head. Right in between McReynolds, the left fielder, and Templeton, the shortstop. Backman scores his second run of the game. And Hernandez just keeps on rolling.
And Steve Boras trying to figure it out. And here's Darryl Strawberry, grounds it to the second baseman Roberts, who comes up with it. And Darryl out as Hernandez moves down to second. Strawberry with an infield hit his last time up, broke an 0 for 21 streak, and he had been 47 times without a base hit here at Shea Stadium. So he grounds out, and it brings up Danny Heap. Danny 1 for 3 in the game. Singled in the first inning, and on that play, Keith Hernandez was thrown out at the plate.
.29 RBIs in the last 31 games, and Hernandez has hit in 28 of those 31 games on top of the RBI total.
So the go-ahead run at second base with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th, and Danny Heap takes for ball 1. And there's ball 2. Danny doing a great job as a starting player, filling in, and he fouls off the fastball on the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bob Stoddard and Gene Walter throwing in the bullpen for the Padres. Walter, the left-hander. On deck batter for the Mets, Howard Johnson. And ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Lefferts came in the game in the 5th inning, picked up 2 big outs, and has given up a run here in the 6th. Missed the fastball to count 3-2.
Danny's last time up was with the bases loaded and only 1 out in the 4th inning, and he hit a sharp 1-hopper to third base that was turned into a 5-4-3 double play.
3-2 pitch, ball 4, and that puts runners at first and second. Second walk in the inning by Lefferts. Steve Boras.
And in the background, you could see Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, on the phone to the bullpen, finding out what's going on out there.
Howard Johnson, the batter, and Howard batting from the right-hand side for the first time. Howard in this game 1 for 3, batting left-handed. Johnson, a .262 hitter left-handed and a .182 hitter right-handed. And another one out of the strike zone for ball 1.
Lefferts has had some control problems. He does not have a good walk-to-strikeout ratio. He's walked 2 in this ball game and a total of 41 in 96 innings of work. And he has struck out just 65 to go with those 41 walks.
So the count, 1 ball, no strikes on Howard Johnson. Johnson with 7 hits and 20 at-bats against the Padres this season with 1 RBI. And this ball hit foul, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. If the Mets can win this ball game, their magic number will be 6. Any combination of Met wins or Philly losses, the total 6 gives the Mets a pennant. And the off-speed pitch for ball 2, 2-1.
You think Howard Johnson has enough pine tar on that bat handle? He must have to order those thinner than he wants them, because he's got a ½ inch of pine tar on that baby. Greg Nettles.
And ball 3, 3-1. If the Mets can win this ball game, they will have tied their road record. On the road, they won 46 and lost 22. They're 45 and 22 at home. And there's ball 4, and that will load them up. So 3 walks in the inning as Lefferts duplicates Doug Sisk's performance in his last half inning. That might do it. Here comes Steve Boris, and there goes the sign. He wants a new pitcher in the ball game. And we'll be back right after this word from Meineke Mufflers.
When you come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, relax.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot for your muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Meineke's the nation's discount muffler leader. We'll fix your car the right way at the right price from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot at Meineke.
Hey, Mets fans, I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm John Tesh with Entertainment Tonight's latest headlines.
There's a great new hard-hitting lineup this fall on WOR TV.
You mean Strawberry and Hernandez?
No. I mean the $100,000 Pyramid at 7 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30, followed by News 9 Prime Time.
That's right. Not only will the Mets bring it home this fall, but so will Entertainment Tonight and News 9 Prime Time.
So don't forget to join us beginning this Monday at 7:30 for Entertainment Tonight.
Right here on WOR TV, Channel 9.
Bob Stoddard, the new pitcher for the Padres. Bob was in the first game of this doubleheader. He has a record of 1-0 and a earned run average of 3.09 with 1 save. This is his 8th ball game. And he comes in with the bases loaded. And Stoddard in that first ball game worked 2 innings, gave up no runs, allowed no hits, struck out 1 and walked none. Pitched to 6 batters, got them all. So the Mets with the bases loaded, and the batter will be Ed Hearn. As the Mets have tied up the ball game on the base hit by Keith Hernandez here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Is he practicing his Rocky imitation? I guess he is. Hearing a little Rocky music here. And make sure to catch the Mets when they bring it home to Shea on Tuesday night this coming week. That's our next Mets telecast. 7:30 Eastern Time as they take on the Montreal Expos. Something spectacular is going on Channel 9. Now he's punching the other guy.
Whoops.
He thinks he's Rocky. Music got him fired up.
So Ed Hearn steps in with the bases loaded. Tie ball game at 4, 1 man out. Hearn in this game has walked and singled twice. Stoddard showed some pretty good stuff when he came in the ball game in the first game of this doubleheader, won by the Mets 7-1. He pitched to 6 batters, got them all.
And Randy Neiman is starting to throw in the Mets bullpen. Stoddard made a nice contrast to starter Dave LaPointe as he throws hard. LaPointe does not.
And he tries a slider and misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Bob Stoddard brought up when Goose Gossage was put on the suspended list. Padres have only 24 men on their roster. They could have 40. They have not brought up any minor leaguers other than Stoddard. And they brought him up to fill out the roster. And there's ball 3. So it's 3-0 with the bases loaded. And the ball game tied at 4.
Home plate umpire Dave Pallone asking for the baseball. Manager Steve Boros checks out his lineup card.
Bases loaded. 3-0 count to Ed Hearn. 1 man out, bottom of the 6th inning. And Stoddard's pitch. Ball 4, and the Mets take the lead as Hearn is walked and Hernandez is forced in. So the fourth walk in the inning for the Mets.
Steve Boros with absolutely no reaction. At least no visible reaction. You never know what's going on inside. But he's seen about everything this year, particularly in the second half, as the Padres have gone down like a rock since the All-Star break.
They were 3 games back at the All-Star break, and starting this ball game, the Padres were 14.5 out.
Dead last in the West.
And the batter now is Rafael Santana, batting for the first time, and he gets the first pitch called a strike. Santana with an ear infection did not play in the first ball game. This is his first at bat, batting .219 for the year. And there's a ball. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bob Stoddard. And in the bullpen for the Mets, Randy Neiman and Roger McDowell. The Mets leading 5-4. Probably look for McDowell. And that pitch is out of the strike zone. The curveball, it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Rafael Santana has hit in 9 of his last 10 games, hitting .400 over that period of time. A career high 9-game hitting streak was stopped on Wednesday against San Francisco.
A 2-1 pitch, strike call, and it's 2-2. Started the third pitcher used by Steve Boras. As you look at Doug Sisk in the on-deck circle, he won't bat. And a pitch that is low, and it's again a 3-2 count. So 3-2, bases loaded. Mets leading 5-4. 1 man out, bottom of the 6th. Danny Heap, Howard Johnson, and Ed Hearn are on the bases. And it's chopped out to short. Ground ball to the shortstop as they pick up the force play. Heap scores from third. The Mets now lead 6-4. So Santana gets a run batted in as they can't make the double play.
And a good job by Ed Hearn to make sure that Biff Roberts was unable to complete the double play. It would have been a tough double play as the ball is not that sharply hit as Santana pounds it right down in front of the ground. But watch Hearn. He just makes sure. See you later, Biff.
And that'll bring up Lee Mazzilli as a pinch hitter. Santana at first base. And over at third base, Howard Johnson. And the pinch hitter Lee Mazzilli stepping in. The catcher putting on the tools of ignorance as Mazzilli steps up with a .222 average, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Mazzilli as a pinch hitter with 6 hits and 45 at bats. He has driven in 4. And Stoddard misses with a fastball.
Mazzilli played first base in the first game of the doubleheader. Went 1 for 4.
He's 1 for 5 in the series. And ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Mets have had 4 walks in the inning and just 1 base hit. And they have scored 3 runs. They had 5 hits in the first inning, scored 2 runs. And it's ball 3. So Mazzilli with a 3-0 count as Steve Boras seems bored with the whole thing.
So he has to be wondering what can happen next. How are we going to lose today?
And Lee pops up the 3-0 pitch, and it's playable. Templeton puts it away, and that'll do it. In the inning, the Mets get 3 runs on 1 hit. There were 4 walks, and 2 men were left on base. And the score at the end of 6 innings of play, it's the Mets 6 and the Padres 4. Coming in now with Steve Zabriske is Tim McCsrver, but right now, here's a word from Michelob Light.
Who says you can't have old world taste and a new world waste? Old world aging and the new world's youthful spirit. Europe's finest hops in America's finest light beer. Michelob Light. Old world quality from Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Light. The best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can have it all.
This is one of the world's most expensive motor oils. It meets or exceeds industry standards for protection against wear. So does Haviland. This oil can cost more than twice as much as Haviland. Twice as much?
That's right, twice as much.
Texaco's Haviland Supreme, high-quality protection without the high price. Strike Black Gold. Now save up to $3 on Texaco's Haviland Supreme motor oil. On special sale at these stores and participating Texaco retailers.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really? Yes.
It's Yes Month at Nissan, and your Nissan dealer's making great deals on new trucks. He's saying yes to 5.7 Nissan-sponsored financing, so you could save up to $829 on our lowest sticker-priced regular bed, up to $1,980 on this King Cab SE 4x4 with V6 power.
Yes.
Or save with $500 cash back from Nissan.
So see your Nissan dealer, because he's going to say yes.
The name is Nissan.
Well, we're going to the 7th inning, and at the end of the 6th inning, the Mets scoring 3 to take a 6-4 lead. Bob Stoddard, upset with himself, goes in and pounds that glove on the bench. Earlier in the first game, Gene Walter, in a similar situation, started to do that, but thought better of it. And Roger McDowell is on in relief, the third pitcher for the afternoon. And here in this second game for the Mets, relief of Doug Sisk. Roger making his 64th appearance with a 13-7 record and 18 saves. He's worked 109 2/3 innings, walked just 33, struck out 59. And Roger McDowell has allowed just 2 home runs in those 90-plus innings of work, as Bob Stoddard is still a little animated. 6-4 New York as we go to the 7th, and back in, here's Tim McCsrver.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. And Bruce Bochy leads it off. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Bochy on the long afternoon is 0 for 3. Not playing game 1, 0 for 3 in this game. 6-4, New York leading. Ball 1 to Bruce.
Doug Sisk pitched 1 inning for New York, gave up a run on 1 hit. He struck out 1, and he walked 3. Watch out. When we were in Boston for the exhibition game, our partner Ralph Kiner caught one on the knee. That one went over his head into the green seats, thankfully.
Ralph bounced back, though.
Yes, he did. The ball bounced off his knee, and then Ralph bounced back.
Fastball is outside, 2-1. You know, Bochy just fouled one off McDowell, and that's something you don't see too often against Roger. Foul balls that are the antithesis of Gooden and Fernandez. You do see a lot of ground balls. That's what Bochy hit. One away here in the 7th, and Gary Templeton, the batter.
Now batting, shortstop, Gary Templeton.
Tempy 1 for 3 in this ball game. He was 1 for 3 in game 1. Padres, what do they have to look forward to after a possible doubleheader loss? 5-hour trip to San Francisco. Wow, talk about a long day. 1-0.
Going to be a short night. The one advantage they do have is a 3-hour time change in their favor.
Ground ball, base hit, left field. So Templeton picks up his 2nd hit of the ball game. That's hit number 8 for the Padres.
The next batter, center fielder, Marvell.
And here's Marvell Wynn, who is 0 for 1. He's walked a couple of times and grounded to second. strike one.
We were talking earlier about the movement that Doug Sisk has on his pitches. This is another guy whose pitches have some pretty heavy movement on them.
Slider lined foul, 0-2. Sisk throws the heaviest ball on the Mets staff. Bruce Barini and Sisk shared that ignominious title before Barini was sent down. And Marvell Wynn is called out on strikes.
Roger McDowell with some downward movement on this pitch, but usually he throws that sinker that breaks out of the strike zone. This ball broke right through the strike zone.
I guess one of the best definitions of a heavy ball is one that has obvious movement but no rotation. And when you catch it, when you catch it or hit it, there's a thud. There's no sweet click off the bat.
It's dead instead of live. Those are the guys you call on when you have a new catcher's mitt and you want to break it in.
Another base hit for Bip Roberts, his third of the ball game. So Roberts at first. It is just amazing how many men have been left on base in this ball game. The Mets have stranded 12. The Padres have stranded 9, and they have 2 on here in the 7th. Might have to send me to the book.
Well, they're going to send Greg Nettles to the plate.
All right.
Your attention, please.
Nettles hitting .213 with 16 homers and 47 RBIs at the start of play today. He did play in the first game. He went 0 for 2 and walked twice. As a pinch hitter this season, Nettles 4 for 16. He does have a pinch hit RBI, or rather a pinch hit home run, and 3 pinch hit RBIs.
So Greg Nettles pinch hitting for pitcher Bob Stoddard. Greg in game 1, 0 for 2, and he walked 2 times. 6-4, Mets on top. Slider is outside and low. Fly ball left field. Danny Heap is back, and he makes the catch. So McDowell, a little trouble here in the 7th, but the Padres go down. They had again strand 2 runners. Neither side has been retired in order in this second game of the doubleheader. It's 6-4 New York, and we'll be back after this word from Pontiac.
Now, it's easier than ever to get one of Pontiac's great ones with the big one. As low as 2.9 annual percentage rate GMAC financing on any new 1986 Pontiac. Or big cash rebates of up to $750 depending on the great one you choose. 2.9 or cash back. And that's on any new 1986 Pontiac. But hurry, you must take delivery by October 8th or you can kiss this big one bye-bye.
See your Team New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Pontiac dealer.
If you've always dreamed of being in the big leagues, live that fantasy next February. Play with and against former Mets at Dream Week in St. Petersburg, Florida.
This was the most fantastic week I've ever spent anywhere.
I wish I could stay here forever.
It was a dream come true.
For information, call 718-507-METS.
Well, Dream Week is great fun, and I'll be there. And you can be a part of some more great fun. A September to remember as the Mets conclude their homestand against the Montreal Expos with games tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. All games then begin at 7:35, and all 3 games are Pennant Fever Pennant nights. The Mets will return home to take on the Chicago Cubs for games on Wednesday, the 17th of September at 7:30, and then Thursday, the 18th at 1:30. And both those games are pennant fever pennant games as well. After the Cubs, the Phillies come on in here. Friday, the 19th at 7:30. It's also a pennant fever pennant night. And then Saturday, the 20th at 7 o'clock, and Sunday, September 21st at 1:30. Purolator Courier's Ski Cap Day for all fans. And remember, get your tickets early, and if you can at all, come to the park early and take public transportation when possible.
All right, Steve, and the left-handed pitcher in the ball game now, Gene Walter, a 2-2 record. Rather high ERA, especially for a reliever. And this is Gene's 52nd appearance of the year. Gene Walter. Gene, the fourth pitcher in this game. And the batter to lead it off against Gene Walter is Len Dykstra. Dykstra with a couple of bunt hits and 4 trips. Swing and a miss at the slider. We have checked on the men left on base. The major league record for a 9-inning game is 30. There have been 23 left on base by both clubs so far in the second game of the doubleheader.
12 by the Mets and 11 by the Padres.
Certainly within reach.
3 innings to go.
The record for most left on base by one team, the Boston Red Sox, 1956, left 20 on base. About a long day. Wow. 20.
Well, California beat the Yankees 7-2. They now lead the Texas Rangers in the American League West by 7 games. So the divisional leaders are flexing their muscles here this weekend.
Fastball inside to Dykstra. 3-2 to Lenny. So Dykstra is on there.
That is the 7th walk issued by San Diego pitching in this ball game, and the 3rd time Dykstra's been on base in 5 appearances.
Wally Backman has had a spectacular second game. He's scored 2 runs. He's 3 for 3. He's been on base all 4 times. He's walked and stolen 2 bases. Not much more he can do, huh?
Unless he wants to hit a home run. He hasn't hit one yet this year.
And he's bunting. And it's a good one. John Kruk tags Backman. Sacrifice successful.
Well, the Mets want to see if they can't get that 3rd run, meaning a 3-run lead, because it makes a whole lot of difference in the opponent bringing that tying run to the plate when you have a 3-run lead as opposed to a 2-run lead. Look at John Kruk. He tags Backman about 4 times while he's looking down at Dykstra at second. He's in the game, whether he's at the plate or in the field.
It appears the Padres are going to pitch to Hernandez. And with Strawberry and Danny Heap coming up, you wonder why. Padres trail by 2. Fastball outside to Keith.
Hernandez has driven in 3 runs with 3 hits. He has also walked. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for them to pitch to him.
Unnecessary. It's 2-0 to Keith Hernandez. Hernandez batting 30 points higher as a left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher, too. Good cut. He fouls it back. Well, the Mets winning another one. And there's only one thing better than a Mets win, and that's celebrating that win with an ice-cold Budweiser. Mets fans, this Bud's for you. Fastball is tight, 3-1. You see Hernandez looking over at Boris just to check him out. A lot of times you see a manager telling the catcher to pitch around the guy.
Now that the count is 3-1, Hernandez thinking that might be more of a thing.
And that's what happened. Second walk issued by Gene Walter, and the batter Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry with an infield hit in the fourth to break an 0-for-47 streak here at Shea Stadium.
He's now 1 for his last 49 at bats at Shea.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. The inside corner, so it's 0-2 to Strawberry. Got a piece of the slider, still 0-2. Long afternoon of baseball, and a successful one for Mets fans and Met players alike. They won game 1 7-1, and they lead in this one 6-4. The juggernaut Frank Cashin has put together. Ball 1. 1-2 to Strawberry.
And when you consider the fact that the Mets players individually, and there's Frank Cashin with his wife Jean to the left of your screen there. None of the Mets players are having what you'd call career years.
Nope. Ground ball. Beautiful play by Kruk, and he throws Strawberry out. Boy, Darryl Strawberry in the throes of not being able to do anything right with that bat. He's now 1 for his last 50. What a play.
Kruk, who is ordinarily an outfielder for San Diego, making a very good play, and things like this happen when you're in a slump.
Yeah,
you finally
so
hit a ball well in a place where it ought to get through, and somebody makes a good play on you, or you hit them right at people.
Right before the Mets, as a matter of fact, Steve, since you brought that up, right before the Mets took off for the West Coast, Darryl Strawberry lined into, out of about 20 at-bats, about 8 or 9 times he hit the ball hard. And something like that, you can get so desperate in a situation like that, you start tightening up, pincing up, pressing. He went away from Shea and had the good coast trip, and now he's right back into that funk since returning to Shea. Galen Cisco is going to talk to Gene Walter.
Galen Cisco's been on the mound almost as much as some of the San Diego pitchers today.
I was thinking the same thing. Gosh.
Well, a play by John Kruk really kept the game intact, at least temporarily, for San Diego, because the Mets leading just by 2. And if you go back to the first inning, this game has been extremely unusual. 1-run score, or 2-run scoring on 5 hits, and then 1 run in the 4th inning on 4 hits. This has not been your normal bill of fare.
Fastball is up and in, so it's 2-0 to Danny Heap. Speaking of bills of fare, I am starving.
It has been a while since we ate.
Wow. Reminds me of that 2 12-inning game Banner Day doubleheader in 1983 we did, and Ralph was up at Cooperstown. As you see the runners, Dykstra and Hernandez 2 out here in the 7th.
About 9 straight hours on the air.
There's a strike, 3-1 to Danny Heap.
It could be like our compadre Harry Carey in Chicago, who, holy cow, who shames restaurants into bringing him food on the air.
Well, the fastball loses Heap. Padre pitchers have walked 6 the last 2 innings. They've walked 8 in this ball game, and everybody has contributed.
That's the 3rd walk here in the inning by Walter.
Howard Johnson, the batter. He is 1 for 3 with a base on balls. Line to foul. Home run in a round park.
You see Howard Johnson do this a lot, both from the right side and the left side. He is a dead fastball hitter, and he sets himself up for a fastball swing. And again, I've got to make note of the amount of pine tar on the handle of that bat.
It's like a factory. Fastball is low, 1-1.
There's no rule that says you can't put a half a ton of pine tar on the bat, as long as you don't go up past the area where you're not supposed to have any. But Howard must order a very thin-handled bat and then build it up to where he likes it with pine tar.
Well, of course, that rule is not thought of nearly as much since the pine tar incident when Brett hit the home run. Speaking of 83, that was at the stadium, Yankee Stadium, in 1983. The Royals against the Yankees. It's 1-2 to Howard Johnson.
One thing that pine tar will do, it'll strengthen the handle of that bat. Less likely to break it.
Fastball outside and low. 2-2 to Howard Johnson. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mets up by 2. They won game 1 7-1 behind Dwight Gooden. Fly ball center field. Win in and now back. This has been a remarkable ball game. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 left. Both teams are now 4 shy of tying the major league record for most men left on base. It's 6-4 Mets after 7. We'll be back after this word from Budweiser.
This Bud's for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You are the power, the man of the hour. You've really got things going. You make America work, and this Bud's for you. For everything you do, America calls on guys like you, 'cause you make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood aged, for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers.
You make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Well, what I can offer you, Jim, is a deal where we'll deliver a month earlier.
I see. A client that feels neglected.
I really don't think that's possible now.
Can give you the cold shoulder. Next time, stay in touch. With New York Telephone's low regional calling area rates, you can make your regular sales calls and that extra call.
I'm glad you called.
You'll find a much warmer reception. New York works on New York Telephone.
Cats, the #1 musical in America. The world's most thrilling theatrical event. Cats at the Winter Garden Theater. Call 239-6200 for tickets.
Well, as Ralph Kiner would say, what do you say about Lindsey Nelson? The carousel continues. It has been a carousel of base runners in game 2 of this doubleheader. 26 have been stranded, 4 shy of the major league record. Tim Flannery leads it off here in the 8th. It's only a 6-4 game.
The Mets have left 15 men on base now, and that ties the team record for New York, set on May 10th, 1984. They have done that 10 times. Last time, rather, was May 10th of 84.
Ball 3 to Flannery.
And the ball took Ed Hearn's catcher's mitt right off his hand. That's a heavy ball.
It's 3-0 to Flannery. 14 hits for the Mets, 9 for the Padres, but base runners all over the place. 3-1.
Andy Hawkins reading the stat sheet.
Typical stat sheet in the 8th inning of after 7 hours of baseball. Ground ball to shortstop, a high hop for Santana, and he throws out Flannery. Stat sheet looked like it gone through the ringer.
In addition to the total of 26 left on base, there have been a total of 15 walks issued in this game. 9 by the Padre pitchers and 6 by New York pitchers.
That total of walks nowhere near the record in the National League. The record 26 bases on balls in a 9-inning game, and it happened as recently as 1975. Ground ball to second, and Backman throws out Kruk. 2 out here in the 8th. Neither side has gone in order in this ball game.
I would love to be privy to some of those conversations John Kruk has with himself.
Only John knows. He is a beauty. And a good hitter. And a good outfielder. And has shown a pretty good first base glove, too.
And a fine play.
Kevin McReynolds is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He walked with the bases loaded in the 6th to give the Padres a 4-3 lead. Then the Mets responded with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1.
There's John ready to go back out there. If the Padres were to come back and win this game, his play at first base would turn out to be the play of the game.
Saved 1 run for sure in the bottom of the 7th, and probably 2. It's 1 and 2 to Kevin McReynolds. Ball 2. It just missed. 2 and 2. 2 and 2, 2 outs. The Mets up by 2. 2 tired announcers in the booth.
And the 40,000 that were here at 1 o'clock down to about maybe 10 or 15.
Well, that's the first time, the very first time that either side has gone in order. Strikeout number 2 for McDowell. And after 7.5, it's 6-4 New York, and we'll be back after this word from the good old guys.
Every 3 years, I steal a new Olds. Yeah. I wait till my dealer has to make room for next year's cars. Oh, he's loaded with Delta 88s. Now I pounce. Say, Jack.
Hello, Sam.
You sure are loaded with 88s.
Factory shipped them late.
Would you take this much for that baby?
You waited me out again, Sam.
Get a Delta 88 or any 86 Olds for a special cleanup price.
Sam strikes again.
From your good old guy.
This summer, people have been drinking ice-cold Gatorade Thirst Quencher more than ever. So much more that Gatorade people have trouble keeping bottles on the shelf. But that doesn't mean there isn't any Gatorade. Because Gatorade is an instant powder, too. 1 canister makes 8 full quarts of ice-cold, refreshing Gatorade. And it also comes in 12-ounce cans. So if you can't find a bottle,
Gatorade is thirsty.
grab a canister or can.
For that deep down body thirst.
When an urgent package leaves your hands, make sure the hands you leave it in can deliver. Express Mail overnight service from your post office delivers over city, over state, overnight, over whatever stands in the way. Over 97% of the time and climbing for about half what most others charge. £2, just $10.75. Express Mail overnight service. When we say overnight, we mean overnight.
The first game of the doubleheader won by the Mets 7-1, rather orthodox. Game 2 has been anything but orthodox. A very wacky, unusual game with 26 runners left on base. The Mets leading 6-4 here in the bottom of the 8th, and here's Steve.
Thanks, Tim. Ed Hearn to lead it off. Bottom of the order for the Mets against Gene Walter, the 4th pitcher of the 2nd game for the Padres. Ball low. That's amazing. And very few of them have done anything but get stranded there. 1-1 to Hearn. Ed's had a pretty good game. He's 2 for 2, 2 walks, picked up an RBI with a bases loaded walk in the 6th inning. And continues to do a very good job whenever he is called upon to fill in for Gary Carter. 2-1. We've had 25 hits in the game, 15 walks, 26 left on,
and nobody left out.
And 2-2. Yeah, between the 2 games, just about everybody on each bench, with the exception of some pitchers, has been in this game or these games. And Hearn cannot hold up, and he is struck out. First strikeout for Walter.
Ed tried to hold up. Just couldn't.
So here's Rafael Santana, who reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning, but credited with an RBI as the Padres got the force at second, but were unable to complete the double play, and a run scored. Ball 1. Mets trying to sweep their 3rd doubleheader of the year. This is the 8th that they have played. Line drive snared by Templeton, 2 away. And here's Roger McDowell for an infrequent at bat. 5 for 16, however, is not too shabby. Roger, just a fine athlete. He can do it all. Hit, run, field. He could play a number of different positions on the field. And what a year he's having with 13 wins and 18 saves. And he hits it well to right field. Tony Gwynn, however, makes the play, and an easy 1-2-3 inning in the 8th for Gene Walter. So we go to the 9th inning. Game 2 of a long day of baseball, 6-4 in New York. After this, for AT&T.
I found a long-distance phone company with discounts when it's convenient for me to call.
I discovered one that lets me call anywhere, state to state, for one low hourly rate.
I found a long-distance company that can save me over 50%.
Who are they talking about? Who else? AT&T, the company that helps make your long-distance dollars go farther. With services you can count on. AT&T long distance for over 100 years. When you reached out, we were there. And you can keep it that way. AT&T, the right choice.
Dad, help me get in shape. I feel like I've lost the edge.
You've lost the edge?
Everybody's got a diet right. It doesn't matter who you are. It's gonna be a tough fight. So give yourself the greatest taste.
I bet you didn't know that Diet Right has no salt. Technically speaking, Dad, it's sodium. I've been avoiding salt myself for 4 or 5 years now. Furthermore, I like the way Diet Right.
We missed the turn?
No, sweetheart, we didn't miss a turn.
You all right?
There are a lot of new healthcare plans around today that say they'll give you comprehensive coverage and eliminate complicated paperwork. But the new plan from Blue Cross and Blue Shield gives you these benefits and the security of 50 years of experience.
Okay, fine, go right in.
And that can really take a bundle off your mind.
9th inning, and The remaining fans will have an opportunity to see if Roger McDowell can slam the door on the Padres. Roger trying to pick up save number 19. Doug Sisk would be the winning pitcher as Sid Fernandez left with a no decision and a 3-3 tie at the time. Tony Gwynn batting for the second time after grounding to first his first time up to end the 6th inning. Gwynn battling with Tim Raines of Montreal for the National League batting title. Started the day at 336. He was 0 for 4 in the first game, so he's 0 for 5 on the day. Strike one.
When Tony pinch hit for Martinez in the 6th inning, Doug Sisk recorded a very big out that held the Padres to just 1 run in the top of the 6th when they took the lead.
Breaking ball, and Santana flags it down and throws him out. Wow. What a play by Rafael Santana, who was not in the lineup because he's been suffering from a punctured eardrum.
Santana catches this ball behind him. Watch. Well, that is a tough play to get Tony Gwynn by a step. See, he catches that ball behind him. Now he rearranges the position of his feet to just nip the win. Fine play by Santana.
Man, that's the defensive highlight of this game. And Terry Kennedy's going to pinch hit for Bruce Bochy. Kennedy started the first game and went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He's had 1 hit in 31 at-bats against the Mets this season. And he fouls this one off for strike 1.
The point I was making about Sisk, Steve, was that Doug Sisk will get credit for the win. We just checked with the official score, and he has, if McDowell pitches a successful 9th inning. Sisk will get credit for the win, and he doesn't have to be.
That's true. He did allow the go-ahead run to score.
Right.
When the Padres broke the tie in the 6th inning. But the Mets came back with 3 in the bottom half when Doug was still the pitcher of record. Off-speed pitch hit well into right center field, but not well enough. Dykstra hauls it in, 2 away.
You know, the official scorer does have the right to give the win to the most effective reliever, even though in this particular instance, Doug Sisk is the pitcher of record. He will get the win, by the way, if McDowell can get the Padres out. But if McDowell finishes off Templeton here, well, obviously McDowell with 3 strong innings of work would be more effective than Sisk, but Sisk will get credit for the win.
And Roger will get a save, and you can't give a win and a save to the same pitcher.
That's right.
Templeton 2 for 4 with 2 singles on the afternoon, or at least in the second game. He was 1 for 3 in the first game. Then he takes down low. It's ball 2, 2-0. 2 out and nobody on in the 9th inning, and the Mets up by 2. Trying to win their 92nd game and sweep this doubleheader. Of course, if Templeton were to get aboard, the Padres would then bring the tying run to the plate. And Marvell Wynn is the on-deck hitter. And ball 4, so Templeton aboard with 2 out. First walk issued by McDowell. 7th by Mets pitchers. And Marvell Wynn, who is 0 for 2, will stand in. Wynn also has a couple of walks to go with the inning-ending force play and a strikeout.
Padres do still have Dane Orge, who had a pinch hit home run in game 1, available for duty, and also Steve Garvey.
Orge from the left side and Garvey, of course, from the right side. 2 out in the 9th. And it's 2-0 to Marvell Wynn. 6 balls in a row thrown by Roger McDowell. There's Steve Garvey, bat in hand, batting gloves on.
They also serve who only sit and wait.
Yes, Rusty Staub knows a little about that too. 2-1 to win. And the count now 2-2. So what remains of the 40,000 on their feet now? Urging on Roger McDowell to slam the door. Two and two with 2 out in the 9th inning, and the tying run at the plate. Now 3-2. So Gary Templeton will be off at first base. He has not been held on by Hernandez. Ball 4. Now the tying runs are aboard. Batter Bip Roberts has had a good night. Bip 3 for 4 with a run scored.
Roberts with only 1 home run. And I know in late innings, a lot of outfielders, and we've talked about it a ton of times, Steve, overly conscious about having a ball not hit over their head. But this is one situation where, in my opinion, your left fielder should be very close. And Danny Heap moving over now and in. Roberts not any power the other way.
And another ball. Ball 1 to Roberts.
Especially with that sinker McDowell throws.
Would you pinch hit for Roberts here?
Well,
with 2 out?
If you pinch hit for him, then you've got Orge, and that's it. If he gets on, you got to use Garvey. Maybe Garvey's not ready. Maybe he can't play.
Well, that's true.
That's what I guess you got to.
But if I had them both available, I'd use them both right now.
Well, of course, Roberts is 3 for 4. He doesn't have any long ball punch. I don't know how many times you going to get a pinch hit home run, especially off McDowell.
Good point. But the tying run is at first. And there's a strike, and it's 2-1. Orge is out on deck to pinch hit as the pitcher is scheduled up next. And a ground ball to the right side. Hernandez with a tough play to McDowell. They can't make it. And here comes the runner for home, Templeton. He's safe. It is now a 1-run ball game at 6-5 New York. On the play, Marvell Wynn holds at second base. And Mel Stottlemyre goes to the bullpen phone.
The 4th hit of the ball game for Bip Roberts. And this is how he got it. Hernandez and McDowell did all they could. It's got to be in one motion. And the ball kind of snow cone in the glove of McDowell. Gary Templeton needlessly coming home with that run. Had McDowell recovered in time and thrown Templeton out at home, it would have been very embarrassing for Gary. Because he is not the tying run. The tying run's out at second now.
That's right. And he did hesitate around third to where he might have been.
That's right.
Thrown out. Well, Dane Orge, who had a pinch hit home run off Dwight Gooden for the only Padre run in the first game, a 7-1 New York victory, will stand in now with the tying run at second base, 2 men on, and 2 out in the 9th inning. Orge's home run was his second of the year, his first pinch hit home run. And he grounds it to first. Hernandez will take it himself, and the Mets win. The Mets have swept 3 of the 8 doubleheaders they have played this year. They split.
John Morris playing Keith Hernandez to pull there. The defensive alignment showed that they were going to work him in with the fastball and away with the breaking ball.
So Hernandez at first with 1 out for Darryl Strawberry, who is now 0 for 23. Darryl hit a bullet to center that was dropped for an error by Vince Coleman. And Coleman, being a left fielder normally, rarely if ever sees a ball hit at him in that fashion. Not to make excuses for him, he just dropped it. Darryl hits it deep to center field. Coleman back on the track makes the catch, and Hernandez, who had actually rounded second, goes all the way back to first. Keith may not be blessed with great speed, but he is a good base runner.
Agreed, Steve. You're going to see Darryl Strawberry hit a breaking ball. He goes with this ball extremely well. The wind has been real erratic out in center field. Did not carry much in the first game. Seemed to be carrying better in this game. Now watch Darryl from this side, this angle. Ball's going to be a little bit away from him. Watch the hips. That's exploding.
But although Strawberry's hit the ball well, he is 0 for his last 24 now. And here's Mookie Wilson to pinch hit for Danny Heap. Mookie started in center field in the first game and was 1 for 5 with a single to start the ball game for the Mets. And he fouls the first pitch back for strike 1.
As a pinch hitter, Mookie Wilson has done an excellent job with 7 hits and 18 at bats. He's driven in 3 runs. Has been used more to lead off an inning than in situations to drive in runs, and has done one fine job getting on base when he's been called upon.
Boy, he has. 1-1 to Mookie. What a job by Danny Heap today. Danny getting his 39th start of the year with a 2-run home run and an RBI double in 3 at-bats. And as a starter, Heap has really produced. Big cut by Wilson, and the count 1-2.
And he could not have done it at a more opportune time for the slumping New York Mets. I don't think you can say anything other than that.
That's true.
In the last 14 games, or the last 7 games the Mets have played prior to this one, they've only scored 14 runs, an average of about 2 runs a game, which is way below the average of about 5 runs a game that they were averaging for most of the season.
Well, that's where the slump has come, is at the plate. It does not come from the pitching staff, as the pitchers have kept the Mets in most of the games. Good play by LaValliere on a ball in the dirt, and the count now full to Mookie Wilson.
Like picking cherries. Just stuck that glove out there and snapped it. This is just a good quick reaction. This is a tough ball to pick up. That's just good hands.
3-2. Hernandez running, and it's ball 4. So the first walk issued by Horton puts runners at first and second for New York with 1 out here in the 7th. The Mets leading at 6-2. And you know, Rusty, even though the Mets have slumped as Ray Knight prepares his bat in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Howard Johnson, to keep things in perspective in the bigger picture of things, the Mets have still, after losing 4 in a row, won 30 of their last 50 ball games and 51 of the last 81. So yeah, they've lost 4 in a row, and yes, it's been a tough 2 weeks for them, but still they're having an outstanding season. And of course the lead right now is 16 games over Montreal.
Well, I think if anything stands as a tribute is that you go through a period of time of 2 weeks where you're not playing well and you still have a 16-game lead.
That's right.
I mean, that speaks for itself. We said in the first game that there's no club in the history of baseball that I know of that went through a whole season without having some type of a team batting slump.
And the Mets are having it now. Ray Knight played third base in the first game and was 1 for 3.
Ray Soft warming up in the bullpen for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ray's had 1 hit in 3 at-bats as a pinch hitter.
Ray Knight, that is, not Ray Soft.
Correct.
Soft also appeared in the first game briefly. First and second with 1 out for New York, and Knight pinch hitting for Howard Johnson. And Ray with a bullet to left. Ford on the run. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. And now he's going to get a double play as Hernandez is all the way around third base and can do nothing about it. Just when we were talking about the good base runner that Hernandez is, he gets caught in between.
Well, I'll tell you what, in this kind of a situation, there's no use getting caught too much in between. He thinks he's going to get a hit on this ball. Ford makes an outstanding play. He does catch this ball. If you're going to be halfway, you're not going to be the right way. You're either going to go or you're not going to go. And Keith was all the way around third base, is going to score on the ball. And I don't think you can fault his base running that much.
Not with a 4-run lead at this point in the ball game, that's for sure. So it's 6-2 Mets after 7, and we're back after this for the good old Skies.
Every 3 years, I steal a New Olds. Yeah. I wait till my dealer has to make room for next year's cars. Oh, he's loaded with Delta 88s. Now I pounce. Say, Jack.
Hello, Sam.
You sure are loaded with 88s.
Factory shipped them late.
Would you take this much for that, baby?
You waited me out again, Sam.
Get a Delta 88 or any 86 olds for a special cleanup price.
Sam strikes again.
From your good old guy.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't be buttoned up and down to earth underneath it all?
Who says you can't have super premium taste and a less filling beer?
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light.
Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light.
Oh, yes, you can.
Have it all.
In the U.S. Senate, New York State needs bold action and results for people. John Dyson gets results for people. As Commerce Commissioner, Dyson helped workers by saving companies and creating jobs. He protected consumers from false labels on fake foods. And his I Love New York campaign increased tourism and pride for all New Yorkers.
John Dyson is a fighter for New York.
Dyson for Senate, determined to make New York State #1 and doing it.
Mookie Wilson remains in the game after pinch hitting and stays in left field. And Ray Knight goes to third base after pinch hitting for Howard Johnson. Ray robbed of a base hit and an RBI on a great catch by Curt Ford to end the inning that turned out to be a double play. And as we go to the 8th, Jose Oquendo leads it off. He'll be followed by pinch hitter Andy Van Slyke. And Oquendo, first ball hitting, grounds one to Backman. Wally throws him out, one away. The last 4 Cardinal batters have swung at the first pitch and made an out.
And you can bet that Roger McDowell and the whole Met pitching staff is appreciative because there have been a lot of pitches thrown in his 6-game series.
That is correct. That's what you call second game of a doubleheader swings.
Number 18, Andy.
And here's Andy Van Slyke pinch hitting now for the pitcher. He's hitting, as you see, 260 on the year. Doesn't have a lot of opportunities to pinch hit.
Well, he's had 7 so far this year. He's had 1 hit. But he has been hot of late.
So Ricky Horton pitches 2 innings in relief of Danny Cox. Gives up a run, a home run actually, and a couple of hits. Roger McDowell working in relief of Randy Neiman, and it's inside, ball 2, 2-0.
Van Slyke with 3 hits in the first game, the game-winning RBI, 2 doubles and a single.
Sinker outside and low, so it's 3-0 to Van Slyke.
In this situation, Roger McDowell has to forget about the corners and throw the ball right down the middle. The next 3 pitches, just throw a strike.
And he did. Mets up by 4, and with nobody on base here in the 8th inning, you can let him hit it. And he did. Base hit into right center field. Dykstra over to cut it off to hold Van Slyke to a single with 1 out in the 8th inning.
Coming this Saturday night at 9 o'clock, a boxing heavyweight doubleheader with Mike Weaver against Razor Ruddock, followed at 10 by the main event, Bone Crusher Smith in a power punch bout with David Bay. And if you want to read that one, folks, you can come up here and do it.
Like I said, we don't write them, we just read them.
They should have given us a couple of days to prep that one.
Sprung that one on you in a hurry. Power-packed punch something. Coleman taps to Hernandez. No chance for the double play, as the ball was a high chopper, and Van Slyke runs very well. But Coleman retired for the second out of the inning, with Van Slyke moving down to second.
You think that one was a setup, Steve? You think they hemmed that one intentionally?
I don't know. Alexander Solman, our AD in the booth,
is smiling heavily.
We'll have to discuss that with Alex after the game. Terry Pendleton, the batter, he is 0 for 3, has hit the ball on the ground all 3 times. Grounded to short, grounded to second, and grounded into a double play in the 6th inning on an outstanding play by Wally Backman. Short hopped it, got it to Santana, who threw it over to Hernandez. Get a couple of outs. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Certainly one of the biggest plays of the game so far for the New York Mets.
At the time, Cardinals had 2 runners aboard, as Ray Burris will apparently be the next pitcher for the Cardinals, as the clouds are rolling in again. And shortly, the Mets will be chartering it to Los Angeles through those clouds. Ray Knight will take care of this one, and the inning is over. McDowell gives up a hit to Van Slyke, but gets 3 ground balls to no one's surprise. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Mets still up by 4, 6-2 over the Cardinals after this for Sunoco.
It doesn't come from Amoco or Exxon or Mobil. At 93.5, it's the highest octane of all major premiums. No other gasoline under the sun can help your engine deliver more power. It's Ultra, and it only comes from Sunoco. It's Sunoco 93.5 Ultra, the highest octane under the sun.
Jessica, I want to look at the sleeve.
Hello, girls. Listen, I need another limousine. Where's the yellow pages? Mama, have you seen the yellow pages? Gina, where's the yellow pages?
I don't know, Pop. One book is in more homes, helping people find more goods and services. The official directory of New York Telephone. The 9X Yellow Pages.
Girl.
It's always there when you need it.
At Meineke Discount Mufflers,
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
you're not going to pay a lot because Meineke's muffler prices range from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Who says you can't have old world taste and a new world waste? Old world aging and the new world's youthful spirit. Europe's finest hops in America's finest light beer. Michelob Light. Old world quality from Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Light. The best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can have it all.
Number 35. And a week from tonight at 8 o'clock, Channel 9 takes a hard look at America's deadliest plague, driving while drunk, the deadliest weapon in America. And it certainly is.
Well, Ray Burris is the new pitcher for the Cardinals, the 3rd of this 2nd game used by Whitey Herzog.
You see, Ray Burris has been in 20 games, has a 4.5 record, a 5.4 earned run average, no saves, walked 30, struck out 32, given up 89 hits in 79 1/3 innings, and has been used both as a starter and a reliever by Whitey Herzog.
And the long ball has really been Burris's downfall. In 79 1/3 innings, he has given up 12 dingers. John Gibbons, Rafael Santana, and Roger McDowell scheduled to face Ray Burris here in the 8th inning, with the Mets leading the Cardinals 6-2. St. Louis won the first of this doubleheader 2-1 to hand the Mets their 4th loss in a row. Ricky Horton goes 2 innings, gives up a run on 2 hits, a home run. He did not strike out a batter and walked 1. Gibbons takes the ball low and away. John's 0 for 2 plus a walk. He walked and scored in the 3rd, and then he has struck out his last 2 times up, all at bats against starter Danny Cox. And a drive into left center field, and it's by everybody. Van Slyke finally runs it down, and Gibbons has his first major league hit of the year, a double.
Well, that's a very big hit for John. John Gibbons gets a fastball that comes right back over the plate, hammers in the left center. As I said, it could not come at a better time when John knows he's going to have an opportunity to come in and, during Gary Carter's disablement, have an opportunity to play a little bit. It's always good to get that first hit. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's the day one of the season or if you come up like he did, that first hit's a big hit.
That just gets everything taken care of, and then you can get down to business. So Gibbons at second with nobody out for Santana, who is 1 for 3, having singled in the third. And the fastball over the outside corner for strike one.
You know, they talk about pitchers and quality starts. The Angels' Mike Witt has gone 7 innings, 23 out of the 24 times he started this year.
Strike two to Santana.
That's incredible.
That quality start stat, though, is a little shaky, I think. Because if you give up 3 runs in 6 innings, which is the criteria they use, you got a pretty high ERA.
Well, I think when you bring your team as a starter past the 7th inning, you're doing a pretty good. You're doing a pretty good act most of the time.
Well, that's true. That's true. 1 and 2 now to Santana. Jay Horwitz informs us that not only was that Gibbons' first hit of '86, it's his first major league extra base hit. And Ray Burris, who probably goes through more caps and undershirts than anybody in the big leagues right now, has thrown to 1 hitter. This is his second batter, and he's already
dripping,
sweating something akin to Niagara Falls.
He reminds you a lot of Bibby.
Jim Bibby, probably #1 on the all-time perspiration list.
He had to be.
He'd wear 3 caps out in a ball game.
He pitched a game in Montreal when, I'm telling you, it was cold, folks, cold. And in the first inning, water was dripping off the bill of his cap. I couldn't believe it.
Did you play with him at Texas at all?
No, I did not. I never did play with him. I've only played against him. I mean, can you imagine him pitching in that 100-degree heat in Texas?
Oh. I saw him pitch in the minor leagues in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Boy. Just did get a piece of it, did Santana, and the count remains 3-2. Well, Burris has got to be #1 among active players right now.
Well, Rafael Santana wanting to get a piece of this ball. Man on second, nobody out. He can no longer try to force the ball to the second base side to try to get that runner to third, but he will try to make some contact.
Outside for ball 4. No contact needed, and Santana walks. Runners at first and second with nobody out, and Roger McDowell will be the hitter.
It'll be interesting to see if they pull the rotation play here. They had a little trouble with their signs the other day. Whitey Herzog coming out to the mound, going over the signs, and then they ran the rotation play. What the pitcher has to do here is really key off the shortstop. If he watches the shortstop, if the shortstop breaks the third base, the rotation play is on.